City. Live watch along with me, Mark Goldbridge. I hope you're all doing very well. A couple of teething problems there. I suppose the international break is going to cause those sort of problems, but we should be up and running and live now, hopefully. Just waiting to see if it works. Yes, it is. Okay, that's working there. That's perfect. And let me just make sure it's working here as well. We are live. Doesn't appear to be. That's all right. I just wanted to make sure that we're live. So, team news for you. I can just confirm it. I think that's the first thing we need to do. So, team news for Manchester City. That's not right. Hello? Hello? No, it's working now. Good. Nice one. Okay. Good. Afternoon, Mark, says Lewis Johnson. Welcome back, says Bonky Binks. Roseblade 666. Thank you. Okay, so we're up and running again now. We are live, which is great. So we had done the team news. Let's do the team news again. Well, actually, let's have a look at the league table because Tottenham are in third at the moment with 17 points. Manchester City are currently in 10th with 12 points. They do have a game in hand, so you would assume Man City would win that game in hand, which put them on 15 points. They would still only be in 6th place. 2 points off Tottenham, 3 points off the top. Spurs have got a ridiculous run of games over the next 5. They've got to play City this week, Chelsea next week. I think then they've got Arsenal, then they've got somebody crap, and then they've got Liverpool. So they've got 4 very tough games in their next 5. It's going to be a big test for Spurs. I think if Spurs are anywhere near the top at Christmas, they've got a chance of a really, really big season for them. So it's a very big test today for Tottenham, Mourinho. And it's a big test for Pep, really. Just signed a new contract. Very, very inconsistent over the last sort of year. Can they pull in the sort of result that they need to pull in today? I think that's going to be very interesting as well. But looking forward to this, I think it's got the capabilities of being a really, really good game. And look, I hope it is. I would say that I probably would favour a draw in these circumstances as a Manchester United fan. I think that's the better result. But Chelsea are looking good, rising baller, I agree. And they're finding a level of consistency now that maybe they lacked at the start of the season. So it could be quite interesting how that pans out, in fact. But I don't know. I think City will win. I've got a funny feeling City are going to turn up and beat this. Roseblade 666 says I'm hoping for a good game, but this has got 0-0 all over it. Louise, I love you, says Gary. There you go, Louise. City won't let Spurs go top, says Screenboy. Do you know why Pogba isn't included in today's squad? Says Ewan Black. Well, we'll be talking about the Manchester United team news in about an hour and 45 minutes. Obviously, we've got this game to watch first, and then I am doing United Stand watch along for that as well. Andrew C says, Mark, what's going on? Thought you couldn't make this watch along. Will you be checking out around half time? Cannot wait for this game. Should be a thriller, says Andrew C. And yeah, well, I thought it was going to be impossible, but there you go. Please give us a follow if you're watching on Twitch and subscribe if you are new, bottom right hand corner on YouTube. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. That's all I can say in relation to that. I think if already at this stage, imagine if Man City lost, the points that they would be losing to the points that they would be losing to those teams ahead of them would be absolutely huge, wouldn't it? So it's definitely going to be interesting, and I think they've got to win. They've got to find a way to win this game, City, and I think that they will do because I think they've got a very, very good side, and that's just what I think. But I think that Spurs have such an opportunity themselves. If Bruno is sold next summer before Pogba goes, what would your reaction be and how angry would you be? Also, can Ollie bring silverware to keep him happy? Says Salah Ahmed. I mean, Bruno Fernandes isn't going anywhere fast, is he? He's not going to be going anywhere for quite a while, so I wouldn't worry about that. And let me just get this all sorted out here. Come on, let us adore him, says Manu Tamia. Season is a shambles. Anyone can beat anyone. Makes for a great watch. Aston Villa got robbed in broad daylight, says Bennix. I just saw that Aston Villa lost 2-1 to Brighton, which is amazing. I mean, Villa can beat Liverpool, they can beat Arsenal, then they lose to Brighton. And that's the beauty and frustration of this season, I guess. But, I was watching the Newcastle-Chelsea game at lunchtime, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I just feel it's really a case of frustration in many ways, because the the lack of fans in the ground it's just hard. It's really hard. It is, and I think that that makes it somewhat, I don't know, somewhat difficult, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I just can't wait to get fans back in the ground. But on the other hand, I do think that there is an interesting element to what's going on, and I think that when you look at the season so far, do you want a Liverpool or a Man City? I mean, I think for the good of the league, I don't want Man City to win today, because Manchester City and Liverpool have dominated this league for the last couple of years, and I think if City were to win today, obviously they've got Manchester United in a few weeks as well, and they win that game, then they're all right. Have a funny feeling we'll lose to West Brom, says Pedge. I don't think that's going to happen. I can't see that happening. What's your reaction to the overruled penalty by Aston Villa? I haven't seen it. I mean, if somebody wants to tell me, because I literally was watching, I was keeping an eye on Villa, and then half an hour ago I just went out for a little walk and didn't see the end of the game. I knew that it was 2-1. I think Brighton went 2-1 up ahead just after Villa had equalised, and there was about half an hour to go, and I didn't watch it then. What's your prediction for United versus West Brom game later, says Cameron Heaton? I quite fancy a comfortable United win. I don't know whether that's silly or not, but I do. No penalty player got the ball, says Luke Taylor. It was a penalty, says Ali Khan. And the United stand is where Manchester United's match will be on as a watch-along. Brighton were pretty good, says Commando117. Look, Brighton are a good team. Was never a penalty, says Aubrey Fay. Brighton player went for a tackle, says Paulie7, and clipped the ball, but the follow-through with his leg hit the Villa's player on the shin. It's one of those, isn't it? Does he get the ball or not? What is your fancy Premier League team, Mark, says Salah Ahmed? I brought Tellez in. I've got Patricio in goal, Cherney, Tellez, Cody as a 3, Bruno, Son, Foden and James Rodriguez, and then Calvert-Lewin, Kane and Bamford. So, yeah. Foden's been benched again, says Pete. Yeah, I don't really understand what's going on with Phil Foden. I don't really get it, because I keep picking him and he keeps not getting picked, even though I think that he's more than good enough to be playing for them. It doesn't really make much sense to me, but there you go. And I think Foden should be starting games, really, but, you know, obviously Pep thinks otherwise. There you go. Get your score predictions in as well. I'm going to go with Manchester City to win this. Probably, I think they might win it like 3-1 or something like that, to be fair. But we'll see how it pans out. And no Greenwood and Pogba, says Ishwas Say. Well, that's not been confirmed yet. There is a rumour going around that Paul Pogba's not part of the Manchester United squad for tonight's game, which will be interesting, but we'll see. And what are your thoughts on Højbjerg? I think he's a great buy for 15 million, and he's a great CDM, says Manoff. I think Spurs had a very, very good transfer window, didn't they? And I think that the worry with Spurs and Chelsea, for me as a Manchester United fan, is that we're at that stage of the season now where they're starting to get a little bit of rhythm. And I think that is the way it could be. Just on the Man United news, a little bit of story on Twitter that Brandon Williams is on the bench today, which we may deduce that Alex Tellez is starting at left back. That's from somebody who normally gets team news on Twitter. I love you, Mark, says Gary. I thought you loved Louise. That was quick. Cheating on her already. Hi, Mark. How have you been today? Tried your sandwich off YouTube today and loved it. Thanks for the idea, says Jack Fryatt. Yeah, it's a lovely sandwich, that one. Will you be Ollie out if we lose to West Brom? Yes, I would imagine so, because I don't think we will lose to West Brom. But you cannot. The reason I think I'd be a bit peeved if we did lose to West Brom is because you can't lose to West Brom. Let's be honest. You cannot lose to West Brom. How do you lose to West Brom? At home. That would be our 5th home game this season. Palace, Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal, and then West Brom without a win. You know, it can't happen. And look, you can clip that up, but it can't happen, can it? Realistically, it just cannot. It can happen, of course it can happen, but we definitely don't want it to happen. Got a feeling that United will bag 3 or 4 today, says Swift Shadow 92. And are you doing the Man United game? Of course I am, 100%. Be on United Stand YouTube or United Stand Twitch, but it won't be. I don't think I'll be doing it on this one. I suppose I could do it on this one, actually. What channel is the United game on, says your boy? It's on, I think it's on BT, actually, tonight. BT Sports, yeah. And I reckon Bruno could get bucket loads of chances today, says Daniel Wu. I've captained Bruno Fernandes on my fantasy Premier League team as well. So, yeah, I think the team that I've heard for United tonight is the same team as Everton, apart from Telles comes in for sure. So it would be De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Telles, McTominay and Fred, and Bruno with Mata and Martial and Rashford. That's the team I've heard. I'd be very surprised if he's changed it. What's your top 4 prediction for this season, says Bug. I would say that my top 4 prediction for this season hasn't changed yet. I still think Liverpool win the league, Chelsea come second, Man City come third, and Manchester United come fourth. It's not the season I predicted it was going to be, but I'm not going to change my prediction for top 4 just yet. I'm going to stick with that. Please give us a subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, bottom right hand corner. I'll see what we're aiming for today, and follow us if you're on Twitch. Really appreciate it. You can do your super chats as well as ever. How about the injury that has been faced off by Liverpool, says Akmel? Well, I think that is still an issue. I really do, but I don't think. I still think that Liverpool are capable. I mean, we're going to do watch along tomorrow on this channel for. I'm doing 2 tomorrow actually. I'm doing Arsenal Leeds and Liverpool Leicester, because I think they're both potential games where Leeds could get a shock and Leicester could win again. Haven't been able to catch you live in a bit. Just want to shout out you for your amazing charity show. Giselle and I got such a laugh at last bit, says Daniel Luciano. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It was a week ago we were live all day at this time, and we raised 15k on this channel. These channels, actually, we were live on Twitch as well, which was fantastic. So, yeah, thank you everyone for getting involved in that. And here we are a week later with the football back, which is great. Thoughts on Chelsea, says Yazir. We're about 7 minutes away from kickoff, so I can talk about some other things. I've just been for a walk, actually. Not loads, but a few houses with Christmas trees up. It's the 21st of November. Too early? Or should we be going early because of COVID? Give you thoughts on that. Chelsea are interesting. I think Chelsea-Tottenham next Sunday, massively interesting game, because Chelsea are currently top of the league, and they're finding a level of consistency now. And remember, Chelsea have played a lot of good teams. They've definitely played Liverpool, they've played United. I'm not sure whether they've played City yet, Chelsea. I can't remember, but they're definitely they're finding a little bit of form. A lot of people saying it's too early. Christmas lights before December should be illegal, and that's from Bonky Binks. And thoughts on Cancelo, says Montfort. We did Liverpool Man City, didn't we, before the international break? I gave Cancelo man of the match. I think he's a very, very good player. So yeah, big shout out to Cancelo on that one. Yeah, I think it probably is a little bit early to put your Christmas tree up, to be honest with you. Yeah, I do. I think it is too early. But there you go. Your boy Mills has just received his Bruno jumper. Merry Christmas. Well done. Well done. I don't know whether we've got that in the link in the video description for here, but there you go. I hope Spurs lose to Chelsea. We'll still be first in the table, says Matteo. I think Chelsea are looking good at the moment. The pressure's on. The pressure is on teams like Liverpool and Manchester City, because they've got to find the performances, haven't they? They've got to find the results. Hope all is well, says Lorenzo. Currently having a pizza in my wood fire oven outside, very cosy. I must admit, today, this afternoon, as it was getting dark, it was quite cold. It was like, it felt quite, not Christmassy, but autumnally, I suppose is the word. When do you take your Christmas decorations down, says Veets? Well, I've got a theory on these people who put their Christmas decorations up early. That on Boxing Day they take them down, which to me totally defeats the purpose of Christmas. It's the 12 days of Christmas, and the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas Day. So you shouldn't take your Christmas decks down until in the new year. But I imagine these people who put their Christmas tree up early, they probably take it down on Boxing Day, which to me is, you should be booed for that. Saw a whole road of Christmas lights galore. Are they Pratts or not, says Ted Wilkie. I think it's a bit early. I think next weekend I was thinking about doing it, and I think even that was a little bit early. Hopefully I've sorted the timer issues for today as well. I noticed on the last couple of streams the timer I was using was losing time, and hopefully this one we've got today will be able to keep up. So we're giving a debut to a new timer, which is good. And do you think Mourinho will win the league with Spurs one day, says the Bobber off 23. I think it's his chances of winning the league are probably dependent on today. Not today, the next few weeks. This season, really. I think this season is the season for Mourinho to win a title with Spurs. I don't think they'll get any better chance than that. I've got my lucky pyjama bottoms on. I've just been I was watching Home Alone 2 this afternoon, which people are going to say, what? You've not put your Christmas tree up, but you're watching Home Alone 2? Well, yeah, I am, actually. Sue me. So I was watching a little bit of it this afternoon. Would bringing in a director of football help Ollie, says Manaf, probably. And is it only me who hates Christmas, says Johan? I presume turkeys do. And if United lose, I win £500. Pray for me, Mark, says Josh Metcalf. And thoughts on Ziyech, better than Salah, opinion? Oh, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the disrespect on Mo Salah there is a joke. I mean, Mo Salah's he's won titles, he's won Champions Leagues. Ziyech's not done that yet. I like Ziyech. I really like Ziyech, but can we stop being idiots? The sensationalist bullshit. Look, I love Bruno Fernandes. He's not better than De Bruyne yet. And therefore, Ziyech is not better than Mo Salah. If Ziyech was better than Mo Salah, why did Chelsea buy him? Why wasn't there a massive queue of every other clubs? He's a very good player. He's now playing in a good league. Let's see what Ziyech's all about. I really like him, but to say he's better than Salah is stupid. What Christmas song are you doing this year for us, says Henry? I don't know, mate. I don't know yet. And two different types of players, says Aaron as well. Well, we're getting a little bit close to kick-off here, so I'm just going to open up the timer, and I'm hoping it's going to deliver for us today. We want to go up, and we've got that. So let's see if that's going to work for us. Shambone. Do you rate Tammy Abraham, says Magnus Silva on Twitch? Well, I don't actually. I think he nearly gave a goal away against Newcastle with a bad pass, and I know he did score, but he could. I think he can do better. He's a good player, but I think he can do better. Come on, Harry, says Robert McCormack, and Chelsea fans are already getting delusional, says Road to Dawn. Is Son the best player in the Premier League this season, says Issa. From a fantasy Premier League point of view today, I want Son and Kane to do well because I've got them both in my team, as I'm sure many people have. I do like News Thierry Perkins, I do. And who you backing to win today, says Danny Dono. I think in the grand scheme of things, a Spurs win's the better one. The draw is the best result if you're a United or a Chelsea fan or an Arsenal fan or anybody who's hoping to catch up. I haven't seen the Aston Villa decision, Fearsome Salmon, so not rage, let the debate begin in the live comments and I'll read some of them out. If we lose to West Brom, Ollie must leave, says Rudy. He ain't going to lose that. Not considering Liverpool, who do you think will win the league? Probably this lot, probably City, to be honest. I'd still say that City are a side that can that can do it. But how you kept Son and Kane with their fixtures, says Robert McCormack. I've learnt my lesson, Robert, on Fantasy Premier League that you don't take players out just because of who they're playing. I mean, look, logically, Martial should score a hat-trick today. We're playing West Brom. You can pretty much guarantee that he won't. Obviously, West Brom, Spurs played West Brom and they only got one goal. So it doesn't always work like that. There will be chances, especially against this stiff defence. Is Mason Mount in your Fantasy Premier League team, says DJ? Nope. Anyway, we're about to kick off here. Is it Mike Dean, the ref? Apparently a bit of a Spurs fan. Man City fans won't be happy about that, if they had any. Right, I'm just going to try out the new timer. I'm very excited about this. Come on, Mike Dean. Kick it off. And Dembele takes the knee. I thought Manchester City, Liverpool before the international break was really, really good. So I'm hoping that we're going to get a really good game here as well. And we're off. So, let me see if this timer actually even works. Oh. Well. Oh, it does work. Sorry, it's in the wrong position. I couldn't see it. Let me move it. Hello, new timer, and welcome to the show. There it is. You didn't think we'd lose to Turkish side, though, did you? Says Rudy Cox. No, I didn't. I didn't. It's working, says Trev Callum. Yeah, no, I just couldn't see where it was. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. And I don't know why that's even in. It makes me sound like more drum and bass. It's all about the bass. But here is Cancelo. Good player. I like him. It's not Cancelo. And it's a shot straight at Torres, that is, isn't it? Not really lit the Premier League up, but that was quite good from him. Running off that right-hand side. Left-hand side. Shot straight at Lloris. Ferran, he probably gets called, doesn't he? I captained Bruno on the old Fantasy Premier League. And thanks everyone who's following us on Twitch. Appreciate that. Who do you think will be man of the match for United? Probably Bruno. It's probably a safe bet, isn't it? Remove the text on the Spurs logo. Oh, yes, I see what you mean. There we go. Sorry about that. I know it irritates people because I think I actually had a message from Drawty there. But yeah, it's going to be a real tough test for Spurs today. I think that they're gonna struggle. Well, not necessarily struggle. It's just a very, very big test for them. Man United's team news will be out in about an hour and a half. It'll be at 7 o'clock tonight, so we'll be into the second half by the time that comes up. Mark, would you back yourself to beat Steve Bruce in a one-on-one, says Ted Wilkie? I probably would if it was a big enough ring, because he's a big guy, and I think if he got in close and grabbed hold of me, I'm never getting free, like in a bear hug or a Bruce hug. But if it was a big enough ring, I think I could move quicker and just keep bopping him on the nose. But then again, that probably wouldn't hurt, because I think he's broke his nose more times than someone who's broken a lot of noses. Pinocchio. I do play Among Us on Twitch. Tellez is playing for Manchester United today, so he hasn't tested positive, Shavar. But Man City here with a lot of the ball. Nice little ball into Bernardo Silva, cross blocked, but City starting with a lot of the ball here, and I think we can expect that. There's not many teams that are going to... Oh, lovely ball by Harry Kane to switch the play to Reguilon, who's coming down the left-hand side. He's going to chase Kyle Walker. Nobody's going to beat Kyle Walker for pace, and he gives it back to Ederson, who clears it. But Harry Kane there just showing yet again his ability to move the ball and be clever with the ball. And Reguilon over the overlap, but Kyle Walker's not going to lose that race, is he? Why is Pogba not in the United squad, says Shub? We don't know. Obviously, we'll be talking about that ahead of the United game, but we don't know. And we could speculate, but we don't know. That's the honest answer at this moment in time. Use the King Hippo approach. Højbjerg was the strangest signing of the summer, says Ben Lennon. I think Spurs fans are generally quite happy with the signing of Højbjerg, to be honest with you. And it's 1-0. Bloody hell, I've missed a goal. I'm replying to Drawty and it's 1-0. What a prat. What an absolute prat. I just didn't see it coming. It's a quick free kick. Ndembele. Lovely little ball over the top to Son. He's running through and he's put it in. Wow. 1-0. Tell you what, that even caught me out. Lovely ball in by Ndembele. And Son makes it 1-0 to Spurs. Oh, what a start. We'll have some of that, and I tell you what, Jose's got something to hold on to now. And it's not his... No, I'm not going to say that. He's got something to hold on to, effectively. 1-0. And it's Son. And I've got him in my fantasy Premier League team. I'll tell you that for free. 1-0. What a ball by Ndembele. And he's coming of age as well. I mean, people started to feel he was a bit of a flop. It's Son 0. And Man City, well, look, that's put a cat amongst the pigeons. Or a sun in the sky, however you want to call it. But it's 1-0, and Man City are now going to have to... It's not what Pep wants to do. Hit, you know, it doesn't want to be 1-0 down to a Jose Mourinho side that's very good at hitting you on the break. But well taken goal by Son, but massive credit to Ndembele. Here's De Bruyne, but he's been disrobed. He's been disrobed. He's running naked on the pitch. No, he's not been disrobed. Nothing like that. But he has been robbed of the ball there. Son is sick. I think we've all got him. So that's why you kept Son in, says Robert McCormack. Yeah, sit down, Robert. That's what it's just a lesson I've learned. I used to do that when I played Fantasy Premier League in the past, whereby you take players out because they've got hard games, and it's not actually a good idea to do that. It isn't, because you never know. You know, Son could get a hat-trick and then you're like, I took him out. Here's Mahrez. I do like Mahrez. Good tackle, though. And Bergwijn starting's quite weird. Harry Kane, such a lovely play by Reguilon. Oh, no, he's been robbed of it. Reguilon the Prat. Is that not a foul by De Bruyne? No, ref wasn't going to give it. De Bruyne says no. Son's my captain today, says Chris Gathwell. Son's in my team, says I am having breakfast one. I dropped Kane and Foden for Son and Tammy. Dub. There you go. How's the hangover? I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Thank you for following us on Twitch, FaZe Spud. And Ndembele might be lazy, but he's some baller, says Savio Roca. Man United's net spend. I'm not talking about that. And Shava says, I've got Son, but Bruno is my captain. High five. High five. And thoughts on Stockport County, says Zenex. I've got to be honest, that's probably the first thought I've had of Stockport County in 2020. Despite everything that's going on, that's my first thought of Stockport County. So, yeah. Please share the video if you're watching on Twitch, and subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And obviously, give us a follow if you're watching on Twitch. On YouTube, well, both actually. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be doing Leeds against Arsenal and Liverpool versus Leicester. So some cracking games this weekend. Of course, football's back now. Good cross by De Bruyne, headed away. Loads of games. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing midweek, actually, because there will be Champions League games. I've not even looked that far ahead. But Manchester United are playing on Tuesday, so that's United stand. But on Wednesday, we've got Liverpool Atalanta, and we've got Manchester City Olympiacos. They're all a bit shit games on Wednesday night. Tuesday night's where it's at, to be fair. But we can talk about that later. City trying to get back into this game. Can you do a Stockport County watch-along, says Robert McCormack. We might have a 1-1. De Bruyne, he's hit his own player. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe this. Would not believe it. It's a cracking run by Gabriel Jesus. It's a brilliant tackle, but it drops to De Bruyne about 6 yards out, who then blasts it against Gabriel Jesus' arse because he's fell on the floor. But it would have been offside anyway. It's all going off here at the moment. Zane says, come on City, show why Manchester is blue. Well, they're not winning at the moment, Zane. They're not winning at the moment. But good run by Jesus. Good tackle by Alderweireld. And then De Bruyne hits it, but it hits Jesus on the bottom. What a tackle by Alderweireld. That is a brilliant tackle by Alderweireld. But De Bruyne hits it straight against Gabriel Jesus. Jesus. Well, Man City have had loads of the ball, but Spurs have just hit them with that sucker punch on the break. So they'll keep trying to do that. Know what Ndembele's doing there. He's got to get up. Rodri looking over the top. Good defence by Aurier. Haroon says City fans are plastic. Stockport County are the closest team to the River Mersey, says Dane Grayson. It's all going off about Stockport County at the moment. And is De Bruyne slightly declining, do you think, says Fazu Muller? I don't think De Bruyne is hitting the heights this season. I think that's a good point. I don't think he's going to be declining. How old is De Bruyne now? It's one of those players that I can't really give you his age. I'm going to guess that he's 26. Idris, yeah, Man United's watch along tonight is obviously 8 o'clock kickoff. That's going to be on the United Stand YouTube channel, so you can join us there for that. Apparently De Bruyne is 29. Really? No. He's not that old, surely. I've always thought of him as being about 25. De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne. He's 29. Yeah, well, you know what? You might be on for something there. Probably he might be. Would Martial score in the Stock Talk team, says Robert McCormack. Yeah, you might be onto something there, to be honest, because he is Son into the box. Oh, they'll clear that. You might be onto something there because he is what, 29 and a half now? Well, not really. Lovely ball into here for Ferran Torres. He's done quite well. He's never going to get a penalty for that, and I think it might be a corner. Well played by Sissoko. I think he thought Sissoko might have thought there was going to be a penalty there. It's not a penalty. He's 29 years of age anyway. I thought he was young, forever young. Tottenham, Man City. Man City with all of the ball here at the moment. Fred's as good as most Championship players, says Swift. And will you do the watch along Liverpool against Leicester, says Fazu. Yeah, we're doing 2 tomorrow. Arsenal leads at 4. And then Liverpool Leicester at, I think it's 7:15. So Flex is going to do the 8 o'clock show on United Stand with Ricky and Kev and Sophie, because I'm going to do Liverpool Leicester as a watch along. So you can join me on this channel. Subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. And Son or Sterling, says TNCHD. Definitely Son. I like Sterling, but I do find him a little bit lovely ball into Ndembele. Son. Kane. Is it 2? Is it offside? Kane doesn't know. The linesman's put his flag up. I'll tell you what, Lino. Let's watch this back. Its Spurs are so clinical on the break. It could have been 2-0 here. And Dembele. Yeah, he's offside, isn't he? Just offside, Harry Kane. He's just ahead of the ball as Son squares it to him. In fact, you know what? You could be critical of Harry Kane there. He shouldn't get himself offside, but it should have been 2-0. Mark, I had a dream with you. We watched a United game and went to have fish and chips after that. It was nice to meet you. Having a good day, mate, says Paulo Ramirez. Sounds like a pleasant dream. It is offside for Harry Kane. It's offside for Harry Kane. But next goal is going to be crucial in this game because City are having a lot of the ball, and Spurs are hitting them on the break. So if they could make it 2-0, will City be able to come back from that? What do I think of the game so far, says Marvin? I'm enjoying it. I think, it's always good watching Man City if they're playing a team that can get something out of them. I think the worst games are watching Man City play someone like Fulham, where they're just going to bore you to death with possession. Spurs are a threat. They're 1-0 up. It makes this game more interesting. So Kevin De Bruyne is going to whip in a free kick here. Mark, what? Oh, I liked this question. Let me have a look. I'll come back to it, Jack Fry. Cross comes in! Shredder. Turtles. Rodri heads it straight at the keeper. What Christmas special is better? Only Fools and Horses or Gavin and Stacey? Well, Only Fools and Horses would always be for me, but I do enjoy the Gavin and Stacey. One. Shredded wheat, says Alvin Blocks. I used to like shredded wheat. but you have to leave it soaking in the milk to get it nice for a while. Cold milk. I hate Gavin and Statey, says Jackos. I don't like James Corden in real life. I think he's a right annoying shit. Actually, I saw something quite funny today, football related. I was watching Sky Sports and they had an interview with Jamie Vardy, and he was asked who he would like, if there was a film about Jamie Vardy's life, who would he like to play him? Now, Jamie Vardy has a reputation of not being the brightest tool in the box. You know, guess who he wanted to play him in a film of his life? James Corden. I'm not going to say why he'd be I mean, can you imagine Jamie Vardy starring James Corden? I mean, there's a real big issue there as to why James Corden would make a crap. I said crap, not the other word. Jamie Vardy. Be honest, City have been on the decline since they last won the Prem. Something doesn't add up, says Andrew C. They don't really dominate games in the back, and at the back they're wide open. I think they've been found out. I think City have been found out because I think that they're a good team. But look, Southampton beat them 1-0 last year. You know, they'll have loads of shots, but it doesn't mean that you can't beat them if you defend well and hit them on the break. Oh, he's offside. Jesus is offside there. Have you watched The Boys on Prime? Says YK. No. And Mark, I seriously had a dream today that it was United versus Burnley in the FA Cup final and Pope had a worldie, so we lost on penalties. Could that be a reality? Says Salah Ahmed. It could. Anything. Of course it could. Of course it could. My prediction for the game was 3-1 to City. Yeah. And good point here from Samyak. He said they've switched Son to right wing to escape Walker. It's a tactical switch, and it's worked well. Well, of course, Son is fast, isn't he? And so is Kyle Walker. So it is actually not a bad move, that, by Jose Mourinho. Nice little ball in here. There's a ball to De Bruyne. He didn't see it quick enough there, Jesus. But it comes to Mahrez. Little dink. Good header away by Aurier, but De Bruyne's got it on the edge of the box. Little dinky cross again, headed away by Reguilon. Spurs having to do some work here. City camping out on the edge of the box. They've even got a little heater and a sleeping bag and some sausages and some marshmallows for the fire. I've gone over the top. But it is all City at the moment in the Spurs half. But of course, Spurs are probably happy just to hit on the break at the moment. Went to O'Brien's and Stevens Green and got a triple-decker. What a sandwich, but the staff are grumpy prats, says Roadrunner. Told you. Thanks for the super chat. Told you. And they're probably gutted about that video I did. I get your current feelings towards James Corden, but when did he do that? When he did that video with English national team long ago, I thought it was pure gold, says Daniel Luciano. I think he's just got too big for his boots, you know. And I don't mean his feet have got fat. I mean he's a bit of a big head. Mark, will you stream Spider-Man if you get a PS5? With the new PS5 graphics, it looks good, and I would recommend it, says Jack Fryer. Just back from work, so only tuning in now. Has Pogba not travelled with the squad, says Joshua Bowwater. He wasn't seen at the hotel, Paul Pogba, so there is a rumour that he's not going to be part of the team for the game. So we will see. Yeah, I did Jack Mate podcast. What's it called? I've had a bloody brain. I keep having brain blanks today. I think it's because I'm tired. Happy Hour podcast, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know when it's coming out. It will be coming out in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Really enjoyed it. I think you'll find it good. Brandon Man United, would you add emotes on Twitch for the subs? I think we have got emotes already. I thought we already did have it. Happy Hour, mate, says Shava. Do you think Pogba can deliver for United as he's having a tough time at United, says Jay Patel? He's going to struggle to deliver when he's not even in the team. So, yeah. But here's City again. Cancelo down that left-hand side. I don't know whether it is Cancelo. I'm getting Cancelo mixed up with Ferran Torres. They're quite similar in build. Random question. Are you with Sky or Virgin, you Reds, says Lauren McCoy. I cannot promote either, but I do use both. I use both. Not like that. I do use both for different things. De Bruyne with the corner. Oh, just goes out. No one gets head on it. Kevin Friend is on VAR duty, says Reverse. Marty Fye says, do you think Ronaldo will join United? I think it could happen. I don't trust United to do any good deal. Who would you rather have as your forward, Kane or Aguero? Says Salah Ahmed. I think now Harry Kane stays fitter and gives you more. So another corner for Man City. Back post. Another corner. 3 corners in a row here. Apparently Lindelof is starting with Maguire, even though he's got a bad back. I tell you, it's going to be the same team as Everton. He wants to send the same team out as Everton. Apart from Luke Shaw, he can't do that. It says you don't have emotes. So I don't know how you turn that on then. I thought I did have emotes. Where do you turn that on? I'm new to Twitch. Who was your favourite player under Sir Alex and why? Says Lauren McCoy. Roy Keane. And because he was a leader on the pitch. And will you get a PS5? Says Big Josh. Well, you can't get a PS5 at the moment. It's bloody frustrating. I never really thought that I wanted one. And then the other day I thought when it came out, I might have a look at getting one. And then you can't buy it. What's the point in having something new out if you can't bloody buy it? Stupido. Can you summarise the game so far? Says Pritesh. Well, lots and lots of the ball for Man City. But Spurs with that, sort of have looked a threat on the break. Well organised Spurs performance. Obviously, they've got something to hold on to. I think Spurs' performance is good if they keep the clean sheet. As soon as they concede, how are they going to get the momentum back? Because they've gifted up the momentum here to Man City. But it is working well for them, trying to hit them on the break. You can buy one on eBay for £1,000. Says Big, yeah, I ain't selling. I'm not buying one for £1,000. Look at Pep. Plays with 2 number 8s and 1 holding. Fullbacks tuck in when midfields push forward. It's a coaching issue with Ole, says Karan. Opinions on the Fred Eriksson swap deal, says Hikil. Nah, I'd never do that. Let's be real, Messi's coming to Man City, says Yazza. It's the only reason I can think that Pep has signed a new contract, because I think City are going to remain quite inconsistent like they are today. Got nearly 9,000 watching on YouTube. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and share the video. Appreciate that. Would you take Willian on United, says Ray Plurina. No. No thanks. We've got a poll on Twitch at the moment. Who's going to score next? 60% are saying Spurs, which is interesting. And 40% are saying Man City. I suppose it's that whole hit them on the break sort of thing, isn't it? Good question from Gortham. He says, what's the value of Spurs' front three? I mean, look, Harry Kane's got to be worth... I mean, it's hard because of COVID, but nice ball into Son. He's onside. If he can hit the back post, he hits Kane instead. Terrible first touch by Kane there. But again, Spurs just looking that threat on the break. Well, Harry Kane's worth over 100 million, isn't he? I'd say Son's got to be worth close to that as well. And who's their other one? Spurs having a bit of possession here. Moving it about. City doing their normal, trying to win the ball back quickly. I've never had an Xbox. Oh, Kyle Walker there. He's beaten, and Reguilon does well. Goes out for a throw-in. What do you think about Lamptey? Savard, though, I think he's a good player. Yep. I think he'll end up at Arsenal because I can't think of a club that needs a right-back in the top 6. Man United don't. Liverpool don't. Spurs don't. And Chelsea don't. So, well, maybe Man City, actually. Ideal result is a draw, really, isn't it? You want both these teams to drop points when they play each other. Højbjerg with a good tackle there. Lovely ball in. Right, they've got a break here, Spurs, and Man City are in trouble. It's sort of 4v3. Højbjerg, Ndembele, Rodri. Just about got away with that tackle. It was a shoulder barge tackle. Now it's De Bruyne. I tell you what, Mourinho won't like this. It's a bit end-to-end here. Gets it into Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side. Still Bernardo Silva. Still Bernardo Silva. He's on the edge of the box. Bit of skill. It's a bit like a game of FIFA, this. Messing about with it in the box. Still Bernardo Silva in the box. Goes to De Bruyne on the right-hand side. I did love Ji-sung Park Hurfan, and it's another corner for Manchester City. End-to-end there. It's not 1-1. It's definitely not 1-1. Cross comes in, and Lloris punches it away. Rodri, that's gone. How sick of this is won by Stone Roses are you? Says Matt Tosland. Another cross cleared. Spurs are defending very well. It's one. I don't know why people are saying it's 1-1. They're just all getting blocked for it. So, you know, keep doing it. It really is very quick to block people. It's 1-0 to Spurs. But it's 1-1 now. And it's Laporte who scores. Spurs are having a bit of a complaint. But City, well, I think that they may be, well, they're masters of their own downfall here, Spurs. They've just been playing a little bit too deep. Morris on the right-hand side. I don't know what Spurs are complaining about. Cross comes in from Rodri. There might be a handball by Jesus. You've got to look at whether he controls that with part of his hand. I'm not changing the score yet. Because as this comes in, I don't know. You're gonna have to give us a better counter angle than that. It's a good finish by Laporte. Come on. Give us a better handle than that. It's going to go to the old side print here. Side print. The side camera here. Well, the fact that VAR are saying you might want to have a look at this. If he's touched any part of his hand, it's got to be, like Valles said, this should not be a goal. Slow it back. Yeah, it's a handball. Yeah, that's a handball. Definite handball. You can see the way he's pulled it into his chest. Look, it's a handball. Good decision there by Mike Dean. And he's a Spurs fan. But still 1-0. So I told you it was 1-0. Even everybody who's saying 1-1, it's 1-0. Rodrigo can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm a Spanish Victor Meldrew. Well, you better believe it. I know he's a Tranmere fan, really, Harry Walton. So it remains 1-0 to Spurs. He definitely pulled... But basically, if you're not watching, the cross comes in and Jesus controls it and he sort of moves his arm a little bit to help himself control it. It's a bit unfair. It's a bit well, it's Kevin Friend, unfortunately, as Justin Wu says. Kevin Friend is on VAR, but Mike Dean made the decision. He went to the side monitor. And by the rules of the game, it is a handball. There's no harshness about it. I am doing Arsenal tomorrow. Vinok, yep. And remember this, says Jason, Kevin Friend is nobody's friends. And Anmol says that Kevin Friend is controlling VAR today. Thanks for the super chats, everybody on YouTube who's putting them in. Who's a better singer, KG or you? Says Jack Fryatt. I haven't heard KG sing, but so I can't really say. Cathal Ryan says Man United are going to get smacked. What by West Brom? Have a day off. Have you been on the whiskey all day? Come on. Anyway, Man City are not going to stop here. They keep going. Jesus, what a goal this will be for Man City. Oh no, good defending actually. Very good defending by Aurier. And there's a foul there. Good play. Everyone's saying KG is a better singer. That's what you get. That's what you get, isn't it? Harsh, very, very harsh on poor old Goldbridge. But Mourinho, 15 minutes away from half-time. There's no way this game's going to finish 1-0. I think the next goal will decide the winner, even though it would be 1-1 if City get it. I think they would have the momentum to go on and win from there. Have I muted here? No. I feel Solskjaer wants United to build up like City, but he just doesn't have the tactical know-how, says Arito Mukarij. Interesting. What a tackle that was by Harry Kane. Bernardo Silva fouling him. Swift Shadows 92 says, is Cavani a good signing? Well, it's too early. It's too early to know. Too early to know, isn't it? Who scored, says Habib Gaming. Son scored, so if you've got Son in your team, well done. And he's nearly in again there. I think Spurs are going to need a second goal to win this. Foul there for City. So which way do you think this is going to go? I have a feeling Jose will dig out the league for Spurs, to Surab. I wouldn't call it my train yet, but I did say a few weeks ago that if Spurs hang around long enough with the squad that they've got, I mean, look, even if Harry Kane got injured, they've got that striker that they brought in from Benfica. What's his name? Vinicius. He's fantastic. Look, he's not fantastic, but I think he could do a job. Gareth Bale's on the bench. If they can get a little bit, I think Gareth Bale's probably happier than he has been for 2 years. Lo Celso's a good player. They've still got people like Lucas Moura. They've got a lot of squad depth, and Harry Winks, people like that. Davinson Sanchez, Ben Davies. They've got a good squad. Spurs. They're going to get injuries, of course they are. I think whoever wins the league this year, it's going to be dependent on injuries. Of course it is. But if they can get something out of this, I think it's for the good of the league. Lovely play by Mahrez, but Reguilon does a good job on him. That's an interesting battle between those two. Harry Kane wins foul. Hi mate, West Brom fan here, but I love the channel. Excited for tonight. Surely playing 2 holding midfielders against us would be criminal thought, says Warren. Warren, if it was up to me, I wouldn't be playing 2 midfielders, but I think that they might well do that. Yeah. Just if you are watching on Twitch, we are going to be live for the Man United match on the United Stand YouTube channel, but I probably will stream on Twitch as well. I don't know whether to do it on this channel. There is a United Stand TV. I think there's a United Stand Twitch channel, but shall I just do it on GOLDBRIDGE? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Let me know what you think on Twitch. We will stream off Twitch as well, but we'll be on YouTube, United Stand. I just don't know which one to do the Twitch channel off. Could you play Rocket League on the next charity stream, says Wolfsea? I could do. Who's got the... Here's a good question from Charlie Higham. He says, who's got the highest ceiling at the club in your opinion, Mark? Mason Greenwood or Scott McTominay? Well, I've not been round their houses, so I don't know. No. United report saying Matic is starting. I'll have a look at that one. Mason Greenwood... I've got a higher ceiling than Scott McTominay. That's disrespectful, but... You know, Mason Greenwood's got a higher ceiling than Scott McTominay. I don't think I'm not even convinced Scott McTominay is going to be a Premier League player. Greenwood could be, you know, world class. Everyone wants me to do it on here for the United Stand. Okay. I'll do it on this one. What is one achievement in the Premier League that could never be replicated by any team again, in your opinion, says Red Cosmos Devil? The treble. I don't think the treble will be done. Arsenal fans are going to say Invincibles, and the Invincibles is hard, but I almost feel you could go to do the Invincibles. You could just focus on 38 games and say, look, we're not going to get beat. I think that can be done. I don't think the treble can be done for various reasons, really, because the Premier League is so hard to win. And to do the Champions League as well is difficult, especially it's when it gets to March and April. I remember when United did it in '99. And when you get to March and April and May, it's just, you're living on a prayer. You're Bon Jovi. You are absolutely out on your arse, just living off, like Ryan Giggs' goal in the semi-final. You know, you're living on fumes, really. So it's very, very difficult to do. Also, the FA Cup is not as valued now as it was in '99. Like, the FA Cup was a massive tournament in '99. It's not massive now. So teams do put their reserves out. So I don't know that teams go out to do it as much. I'm not taking anything away from the Invincibles. I do think it will be hard, and we might not see anybody do that as well. But I think if you're asking me what's harder to do, it's obviously the treble. Thanks for following everybody on Twitch who's given us a follow. Really appreciate that. If you are new, thank you very much. And Matic starting confirmed. United comes. But yeah, but we're not... The team... How has this been confirmed when the team's not out for another hour? Matic starting instead of McTominay. Well, I'm going to put a tweet out. Just got home from work. Is it worth watching this game or is it a snore fest? Says Joseph. Thanks for the super chat there. No, it's been good. It has been good. No one will ever be able to do what Leicester did in 2016, says Road to Dawn. What, win the league? Liverpool did it last year. Leicester won the Premier League. It was amazing. It was a giant killing, whatever like that. But they didn't win anything more. They didn't get a special tournament. They won the Premier League. Somebody does it every year. I'm going well, Simon Young. How are you? Fear Insight says, hi Mark, training to try out for my local semi-pro team, tips for a right-footed winger. I think in the modern game, if I was a right-footed winger, you know what I would focus on? I'd think outside the box. I'd look at getting to the box. It depends whether you're quick. I would be, if I was a right-sided winger trying to make an impact, I would be brave. I'd be looking to get to the byline, looking to whip good crosses in. I'd also focus on, I think on when it comes to trials and tryouts, my experience of this when I had trials myself, and also when I've been part of when I've coached, is that the people who stand out are obviously skillful people, but that can go one of two ways. Because if you're a skillful person who loses the ball a lot, I think, oh, here we go, good tackle. No, Morez. Oh, bloody hell. Jesus hits it over the bar. I think one thing to be is use the ball well as well. Don't play the 5-yard crab pass. Don't play the sideways pass, the backwards pass. Look to be progressive in your passing because it stands out, but don't be like Bruno. Don't be a risk taker in a trial. What you want to do is endure on the minds of the people watching you that you make things happen. You're always looking to make things happen, but when you're making things happen, make sure it's the right pass. If you're passing forward, it's the right pass. Well, no, it's not. Well, yeah, it is. Lovely tackle in by Sissoko. Son goes wide. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well. I know it's random, but any advice for my driving test in 3 weeks? I can't wait to drive. And what is the freedom like? Adrian Alcantara. Lovely by Harry Kane into the box. What's he doing? What is he doing there? He should have got rid of that a bit quicker. Cross comes in. Harry Kane. 4 minutes to half time. Got over 9,000 watching on YouTube. Fantastic. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Focus on your left foot so you can go both ways, says Ash G. Yeah, you should always try to be two-footed if you can. There's no excuse not to be. Takes a bit of time, but that's not something you learn as a kid. You can learn to be two-footed at any stage of your life. It's not 2-0 to Spurs. Oh God, it's just crying out to get blocked. Bye, Eamon. Well done. I've noticed you. See you later. Yeah, I'm loving the feedback I got about the triple decker sandwich on the Mark Goldbridge channel. I'm glad everybody liked it. Yeah, we're on 263,000 subscribers, so please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner on YouTube, and give us a follow if you're watching on Twitch. We are going to be doing the United stand. I haven't decided what to do yet because I might, at half time, I might just move over to the United stand because I'm going to still be watching this game, but also waiting for the United team news to come through. So we might just do that. What's the hardest position to play in football, Fred? I think when I played football, I think midfield is the hardest because you've got to be fit. You've got to be very fit to do the job properly. Box-to-box midfielder. But it's the best position because you're involved. If you're a winger, playing wing's really hard because you've got to run backwards and forwards. And when you're forward, you've got to be explosive. Striker and centre-back is hard in its own way. Lovely ball here, but he's headed it back to Edison and Bergwijn can't get there. What happens if United draw tonight? Don't think it's good enough, to be honest. Has the next goal scorer for Ireland been born yet, says Hams. That's not very funny. That's not. I used to live in Ireland for 3 years. I'm not joking about that. The comparison between two clubs is astounding. One has promised his manager a player so that he stays, and the other one hasn't been given any players and has still been expected to perform well so that he can stay, says Dipak Singh. Well, I was saying this. I know you're talking about Man City and Man United there and Pep and Ollie, but I was saying this about Chelsea today. Chelsea, you've got to take your hat off to Chelsea. I know Abramovich has made them what they are because of his millions, but Chelsea actually do get rid of their managers with quite regularity. But what they do when they get a new manager in is they give them total backing, whether it was Mourinho, when it was Ranieri, Ancelotti, Conte, Lampard. Chelsea will get a new manager in, back that manager, and very quickly they're in a title race. Like Chelsea are in a title race this year. They're top of the league at the moment. They're in a title race. It's nearly December. Whether they can take that title race and and stay involved is up to them. But they're in a title race, and Chelsea do deliver. Their owners do deliver, and their board do deliver every time. So, yeah, there is talk that Matic is going to start. We'll have to see at 7 o'clock on the team news there. I would get Potter instead of Poch. He's got great tactics. He's a great man manager. He's made average side into a great side. He turned Dunk and Lamptey into great players. In my opinion, he would improve our players in a heartbeat. This is Commando 117. So we're nearly at half time here. Spurs scoring quite quickly with Ndembele and passing it through to Son and Son scoring. Spurs have looked a threat on the break, but Man City have had loads of possession. They did score an equaliser with Laporte, but it was deemed to be a handball by Jesus in the build-up, and it just about was. But I didn't see the rugby. I know England were winning 12-0, Alex, but that was very early on. I don't know what the final score was in the rugby. But yes, I think we're going to see more of the same in the second half, with Man City dominating the ball and Spurs not able to break it down, but we'll see. Feel like it says a lot about you if you get your goals lying about the score, get a hobby or a productive outlet, says Daniel Luciano. Fake scorers are always going to be there. And England won 18-7, says Mr. Fred Daddy. Go. We just need fans back in the grounds, whether it's autumn internationals, whether it's this now. I actually enjoy the football more because I don't have the sound on, but I've never had the sound on. Lovely running by Riyad Mahrez, and it's a goal kick. When I do a watch along, I don't have the sound on, obviously, because you'd be able to hear it, and I don't like the thing in my ear. So I'm used to watching football without sound. But I watched the game as I said, I watched Newcastle Chelsea at lunchtime, and I wasn't streaming it, so I was watching it with the noise, and it just feels so sterile. We need to get fans. Well, we obviously can't get fans in the ground at the moment, but the sooner we can, the better. Greenwood or Foden, who's got the highest ceiling, says Gerald Blackman. I think that's a more relevant question. I still would say Greenwood, but Foden's not starting today, is he? No, I think Foden should be starting for Man City. I think if he was at any other club, he probably would start, wouldn't he? But he just can't start for City. Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna be forever, forever and ever, forever young? It's half time. La 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 la. Did the timer stick up? It did. The timer did a good job. I think we'll keep you, timer. You've done a good old job for us there. Thank you. Well done, timer. So it's 1-0 at half time. We can play either or if you want to. I'm happy to do that. Sissoko red card incoming, says Jake Mitchell. And I do need a bit of a stretch here. Stretchy. Everything about me so stretchy. You don't even know what you got. You're really hitting my spot. I do need to stretch. That is very important. If you've watched this channel for a long time, I do need to stretch. Very important to stretch. You should do that anyway. You shouldn't sit down for ages. You'll end up with a big bottom. Right. So look, I think it's. I think we're going to see more of the same in the second half. I think the next goal is going to be really, really, really relevant because if Man City get it, I think they can go and win it. And I think if Spurs get it, I don't see City scoring twice. Mark, can we get you, KG, and Flex on a show together? I think you and KG together could really wind Flex up, says Joshua about. Yeah, I know people have asked me. I'll sort it out. We'll sort that out, definitely. Your thoughts on Lindelof at CDM? No. Nope. Arteka says, Mark, didn't like that I said the Invincible hasn't been done before, but their treble has been done a lot. The treble's never been done in this country. I really don't. Samir says you're going to be ranting in a couple of hours when Man United don't win at home. We will win against West Bromwich Albion. We can't not win that game. We will win that game. Yeah, we will. We'll win that without a shadow of the doubt. Right, I've got I've got a decision to make here, and I think we may as well just do this whilst we're here now. So, Mark, what happened to the Bruno and Tony shirts you used to wear? They were good omens. Also, thoughts on short shorts, says Julian. Well, I won't be wearing them at the moment. It's a little bit cold at the moment. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner on YouTube. 9,000 watching. We are doing Arsenal Leeds tomorrow afternoon and Leicester Liverpool, or Liverpool Leicester tomorrow early evening as well. So both those games will be live on these channels tomorrow. So give us a follow, subscribe, and get involved. I'm a United fan. 2-0 West Brom. You've seen it here, says Nathan. No. Look, if Ollie lost to West Brom, he may as well just go and do his Christmas shopping and not come back. There is no... you cannot. This would be worse than the Burnley loss that made me Ollie out last January. It won't happen. I don't even feel it's going to happen. It's just not on the cards. You can't do that. So, yeah, I'm not even going to contemplate it. It won't happen. It won't happen. Who's going to win the league from here, says Ermi. Get in the live comments who's going to win the league. I'm more than happy to read some of those out. I have got no idea who's going to win the league. It's up for grabs in a very, very big way. As you know, I can't tell you. I've got no idea. It really could go anyway. One thing, James Cooper, Bristol City cannot win it. Tottenham and Chelsea are the outsiders. I mean, I don't know whether you can call Chelsea an outsider. They've spent so much money. I think the thing that makes Chelsea a threat is that they've got a huge squad and they can almost carry injuries and still put out a decent side. Spurs have got a good squad as well, but Spurs have taken a few points. I mean, they've dropped silly points, but they've also got points like Burnley and West Brom very late on. So they can grind out the results, Spurs, as well. So, I mean, Man United, no. I don't. Even as a United fan, I don't think United have got the consistency. Arsenal, I don't think so either. So the only outsider away from Liverpool and Man City for me would be Chelsea or Spurs, maybe. What about Leicester? If Leicester want to do it, then go and beat Liverpool tomorrow. But I still think Liverpool are have a chance. Commando 117 says, I've said Leicester are performing with a depleted squad, which they couldn't do last year. They're much better than Arsenal and United. They can probably get a top 4 finish. Would you rather City win the league or Spurs, says Hubert? Mate, if I can pick a league winner and it's not Man United, it's Spurs. I don't want Chelsea to win it again. I don't want Arsenal to win it. I don't want City to win it again. And I definitely don't want Liverpool to win it. I wouldn't care if Spurs won it. I really genuinely would not care if Spurs won it. But it'll be hard for them to do it. I think Leeds could get a result tomorrow. Yeah, I definitely think Leeds can get a result. Why not? Why not? I think what I'm going right. I've got a decision to make here, and I think I'm just going to make it. So the second half is coming up very, very soon. For me, that is a handball by Jesus because his arm sort of moves towards the ball. I think Mike Dean got that right. But second half, we're doing basically what's happening is the United stand. I've dropped a link in the video description for the United stand stream for tonight. I'm going to go over there and watch the second half of this over there because what's going to happen is the Man United team news is going to come out halfway through the second half. So it's stupid to stop the stream and go to United stand at 7 for the team news when I can just go there now, watch this game and cover the team news when it comes out. So I'm going to end the stream now. If you're on Twitch, it's going to start up again in about a minute. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to go to the United Stand. Link is in the video description and the second half is going to be there. So click the link in the video description if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, just hang about and I'll be live again in a minute. If you want to watch the second half and everything, links in the video description on YouTube, and I'll see you there